Most men don't destroy their lives with one big mistake. They do it with the same sentences, repeated quietly, every single day. And tonight, I want to show you 5 of them. Welcome to Stoic Silence Wisdom. Let me ask you something uncomfortable right away. What if the words you use most casually are the very ones shaping your destiny in silence? I didn't come to Stoicism because life was easy. I came because I kept repeating the same mistakes, saying the same things, and wondering why nothing ever changed. When I began reading Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus, one idea struck me deeply. Wisdom often reveals itself not through what we say, but through what we choose not to say. Tonight I want to walk with you through 5 phrases intelligent men learn, often the hard way, to leave behind. Stay with me until the end. The last lesson matters more than it seems. 1. I already know that. This phrase sounds harmless, even confident. I've said it more times than I care to admit. I already know that. But Stoicism taught me something uncomfortable. The moment I believe there's nothing left for me to learn, I stop growing. Marcus Aurelius warned that the ego loves certainty because certainty feels safe. But safety is not wisdom. Every time we say, I already know, we're not protecting our time. We're protecting our pride. We close ourselves off from nuance, from perspective, from lessons that don't arrive loudly. Truly intelligent men listen longer than they speak, not because they lack confidence, but because they understand learning never ends. Humility isn't weakness, it's discipline. There's another sentence that sounds just as reasonable, but quietly limits us even more. 2. That's impossible. I used to confuse fear with realism. That's impossible sounded responsible, logical, mature. But Epictetus helped me see the truth. Most limits don't exist in reality. They exist in perception. When we call something impossible, we often mean I can't see the path yet. Stoicism doesn't demand that we see the entire road. It asks only one question. What is the next step within my control? Intelligent men don't deny difficulty. They deny paralysis. I've watched opportunities fade, not because they were impossible, but because no one was willing to move without certainty. Stoic courage isn't reckless optimism. It's disciplined action in uncertainty. And if reflections like this make you pause, if they cause you to question the words you've been repeating for years, then this space was created for that kind of thinking. Stoic silence. Wisdom isn't about motivation or noise. It's about clarity, restraint, and quiet strength. If you feel aligned with that, you're welcome to subscribe and continue walking this path with us. 3. That's not my fault. This phrase is dangerous because it feels relieving. That's not my fault. Sometimes it's true, but Stoicism isn't concerned with blame. It's concerned with power. The moment we refuse responsibility, even partial responsibility, we give up our ability to change anything. Seneca wrote that a man suffers not because of what happens, but because of how he responds. And that response is always his responsibility. Intelligent men don't waste energy proving innocence. They ask better questions. What part of this is mine to own? What can I do differently next time? Responsibility isn't about guilt. It's about control. And control begins where excuses end. 4. I'll do it later. Later is a dangerous illusion. I've lost count of how many times I told myself, I'll do it later. Have the conversation later. Make the call later. Start the work later. Stoicism confronts this gently but firmly with one reminder: time is not promised. Marcus Aurelius reflected on mortality not to frighten himself, but to sharpen his priorities. You could leave life right now. That isn't morbid, it's clarifying. Intelligent men understand that action is respect for time. Delay quietly turns intention into regret. The call not made, the words never spoken, the life postponed. Comfort whispers later. Wisdom answers now. And sometimes the reason we delay for so long is because we've already decided who we think we are. 5. That's just how I am. This may be the most limiting phrase of all. That's just how I am. It sounds like self-awareness, but often it's surrender. Stoicism rejects the idea that we are finished products. Epictetus taught that character is trained, not inherited. I still catch myself using this phrase when change feels uncomfortable, when growth demands effort. But intelligent men understand something essential. Identity is built through repeated choices, not fixed traits. Nature itself is change. To resist it is to resist life. Stoic self-mastery isn't self-rejection. It's self-respect. The belief that you can become better, and the willingness to take responsibility for that process. Stoicism never asked me to become someone else. It asked me to become more aware, to notice the quiet moment right before a sentence leaves my mouth. That moment is small, almost invisible, but it's where character is trained, where discipline begins, and where a life slowly changes direction without noise. The deeper lesson here is simple. Wisdom lives in the pause before we speak. In daily life, try this. When a familiar sentence rises automatically, take one breath and ask yourself, does this make me stronger or just more comfortable? You don't need to change everything today. Just start noticing the words you repeat most often. And I'm curious, which one of these 5 phrases do you catch yourself saying the most? If you're willing, leave a comment below and share your perspective so we can all learn from each other.